everybody? Welcome back to the Casuals. We hope you all have been keeping it cash. Everything's heating up right now. We're a couple weeks away from the NBA trade deadline. The rumors are starting to get hot, and we're going to bring in one trade in particular that's been going around the rumor mill for a bit now. Bug's very own New York Knicks on a 3-7 slide in their last 10. The reports are that they're not actively shopping Karl-Anthony Towns, but executives around the league do expect him to be available at the right price. So we thought we would bring some of our favorite mock trades each and see what you guys think about them. I guess I'll go ahead and lead off. I'm going to send Karl-Anthony Towns here to my own Dallas Mavericks.
Oh
We know
my
that Anthony
lord.
Davis
Oh
has
my
been on the
lord.
chopping block for a bit now.
Oh
So the Knicks
Jesus.
here get a defensive minded center who could help them on the back end a bit, kind of fit that Mike Brown high low offense while significantly upgrading the rim protection in New York. And because Karl-Anthony Towns is much younger, much healthier, the Knicks also get 2 first round picks, one from the Mavericks in 2027, and then OKC's first in 2028. Bug, how do you feel about this one?
I hold on. First of all, thank you for finally letting us open up with the greatest organization in the whole entire universe and galaxy that is the New York Knicks. So thank you for allowing us to open up with some real sports here. I appreciate that. But about this trade, I don't like that. Anthony Davis, in theory, is a great rim protector and all, but that's only in theory because the
In
guy's always
theory.
hurt. He's always hurt. When you think he's healthy, he's hurt again. And obviously you don't wish injury on a guy, but you don't really have to with him. It's gonna find its way there. So I would thumbs down on that and keep Big Bodega home if it means bringing in Anthony Davis. I couldn't imagine the New York faithful will take kindly to him.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
hate
we're
the
not
trade,
bringing.
honestly. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. I think that,
Fuck
you
you
know,
guys.
it just depends on who's the one that's accepting the trade on the Knicks side. If they really truly believe that injuries are turned off, then I think yes, 100% they're taking
You
this.
can't you
If
can't
injuries are
turn them
turned
off.
off, they're saying yes.
You
But
used to
no,
say
yeah,
2K, nigga.
with the fact you can't turn off injuries, man, I don't know. I don't know. Like it's just like this feels like a Hail Mary attempt, honestly, because like you're wishing for the best scenario, and the more likely scenario is not the best scenario, but you're swinging for the fences with this trade. You get Anthony Davis, like him and JB will probably be a championship for sure. But this is a home run swing. I don't know if the Knicks are at that territory yet. They're still top of the East, but I like it. I like it. You give them another bad run before the All Star break. I'm just saying, bigger. Y'all
We
go.
just put up we just put up history last night, by the way. Just put up
Against
history.
who? Oh my
Historic
god.
historic 54-point win against the Nets last night. We took care of little bro. So players only meeting led by the captain himself, I think, has righted the ship. So I wouldn't even be getting into
I
all
did
this, but you know what I'm saying?
It's
Not
historic
definitely
beat
news.
not
up
for
on
glass.
Yegor Demon,
Yeah, exactly. Like what are we
Maga
talking
Porter
about?
Jr.
Yeah,
Hey,
is he
look.
healthy in this? Like, come on.
Hey, you play who's in front of you, and if that means Cam Thomas, then it's Cam Thomas. You take the wins when you can. And you put up history when you can.
Okay, all right. I mean,
Can't
All
win
right,
every
history is
Bug
game.
is not
I
down
like
with
it. I
Nah,
bringing the
like
not
it. You
feeling
give
it.
me
brow
another
to
bad
the
beat.
Burrows.
I like it.
as
He
a
knows AD
as
better than any of us.
as someone who has watched a lot of AD ball, you
Come
don't want
on.
to see AD ball, man. Like AD's career is a little over. The street clothes thing is true. I think the injuries are starting to pile up. I just don't think he's a tradable asset with this contract. You'd probably have to see him get bought out by somebody for somebody to actually pay him. That I feel like is the best way for AD to actually get out of here. So if anything, they're going to ship his ass to Utah and then buy him out and then pay him in New York. But Nah, I don't think this is happening. I don't think the Mavericks are gonna move on. Cat. Think they need a little bit more guard presence. I don't understand how Najee
Kyrie coming back.
Marshall's. He's not supposed to. They literally said on Prime today that he's his recovery's taking longer than it has. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a little second. He might not even play this season. So might as well look towards next season in trading AD, and just keep resting him if anything.
I think you make some great points. I would say that Cat is with his contract is also on the verge of kind of that Trey Young territory. We're definitely not there quite yet, but
Oh, come on,
as
come
a
on,
big
come on, come
as a
on,
big who
Mike.
can't
Come
self
on, Mike.
create, can't
Come
protect the rim,
on.
and can't guard out in space.
What the
It,
fuck?
it might get into scary hours for
Nah,
Karl-Anthony Towns
that's
here soon.
ridiculous.
But
it's got this
I'm
one.
just saying,
That's
getting a
ridiculous. Trey
former
Young, ter-
champ,
Indy hates the
Trey
pick.
Young territory is
DPOY level
if
candidate,
they
two
if
firsts. I
if
think
the Knicks
that's good
traded
business.
Karl-Anthony Towns for a
DPOY
package,
candidate.
ain't he similar to Corey Kispert and fucking CJ McCollum? I would riot, nigga. We would riot in the streets. There's
Yeah,
no way you can trade him for that. You gotta get something better than that.
no, that's
All
crazy.
right,
That's crazy.
let's try Six's deal. We're not down with the brow to the burrows. Let's see what the Six
No,
God
get
has
that.
for us here.
Look, I
Let's
think
see.
I kind of cooked a little bit. I think I kind of cooked a little bit. You know what I mean? There might have to be a little bit of change, but for the most part, let's start off with what the big guy is Giannis. Giannis going to New York, and Giannis in the Big Apple. I think the NBA wants, the world wants, Greece wants, New York wants, and I think Milwaukee might want because they're going to get back a big haul. They're going to get Karl-Anthony Towns. They're getting Josh Hart. Do it all, Josh Hart. They're getting Jordan Clarkson, a bucket off the bench. They're getting Tyler Kolek, who's had a pretty solid season. Could be good. He's a young guy. Could be a point guard to build around plus a first round pick from the Wizards coming up for this year. That's a good haul. That's pretty solid considering your star player is begging to be out. You're not in a good position to you get what you want. With that said, the Knicks, they're getting Giannis. Like they're getting an MVP, getting a DPOY. They're getting Giannis. Probably the best compliment to Jalen Brunson to anybody. He's fucking Giannis, bro. What do you mean? You could throw in Thanasis if you want because he does need to tickle his brother's balls. But with that said,
Oh,
I think I think you do have to include a
oh.
third team. I think you do have to include the Pelicans for the Bucks to be able to afford everything they're getting. You do have to include Kyle Kuzma leaving the Bucks. The Bucks don't like him. Kyle Kuzma probably is like Milwaukee, who likes Milwaukee. I don't think that they are a good match. He's going. The Pelicans love to play for people that just get buckets and aren't actually good, like CJ McCollum. Shot CJ though. So I think they take this Kyle Kuzma. They rebuilt the Wizards from a couple of years ago. They also get some first rounds as well that Milwaukee is willing to part to get rid of Giannis, but get still a big haul. So I think this is pretty good. I think the Knicks obviously get better. The Bucks can have something to keep them competitive in a weak East, and the
Yeah,
Pelicans they get a bucket getter and something for the
yeah.
future. I think
I
it's
think
win-win all the way around.
I think Joe Dumars knows talent. He might not know the business, but he's seen Derek Queen. I don't think he wants Kyle Kuzma, man. This is such a dumpster fire of an athlete here. Like Kyle Kuzma is not tradable with this contract. Holy shit. You're telling me Kyle fucking Kuzma can make 22 million a year in the NBA
He
Yeah,
is.
he gets buckets.
He is doing that.
and
He
look
is,
like
he is doing that.
dog shit I don't think anybody wants to trade for Kyle Kuzma, nor would they want to take this dumbass contract. But Six, you put in a lot of work here. I do have to give you some credit. You know, you did your homework. But I think the Knicks are not going to trade Tyler Kolek. I think everybody needs their white boy. They got to keep that white boy. That white boy special.
That
Yeah,
white boy
before
is
we let
special.
That white
Boog
boy special.
dive in, let me
Come on,
assess this
Giannis to the
trade
Big
from a
Apple.
value
Giannis to the Big
standpoint.
Apple. Come
I
on,
do
bud.
think that this trade only goes down if it's a Giannis demands his way to the Knicks type deal. I think that if Giannis is just being shopped, he could command a lot more. But that's not outside the realm of possibility, so we're gonna leave that in there. And as far as Joe Dumars and the Pelicans goes, I would like to say like Canny said, that he would not want Kyle Kuzma and a probably
Cannot
mid
be a
first
thing.
round pick. But I'm not going to speak on Joe Dumars and try to predict anything he does because that man
That's
is
like shit.
that man could do
$100
anything and it wouldn't surprise me. So
$100
I think
would
as far as
pay.
realism goes, I'm not going to say that this is outside the realm of possibility. So with that said, Boog, as our resident Knicks representative, how are you
Yes,
feeling
yes.
about this deal?
Giannis to the Big Apple. Tell me you like it. Come
I
on now. I know
I
you
like
want it.
this. I like this better than the
I know
AD
you
deal. I
want
will
it.
say I perked up a little bit when I seen Giannis in the trade, but and Herb Jones, which would be a nice pick up another wing as well. But uh
Defensive, athletic.
I don't know. That's a nice bulk of our roster, and Josh Hart, as cliche and corny as it is to say, he the heart and soul of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? He gives it all. The crowd goes where he goes. He gets them fired up. He's a fan favorite, so it would be tough to see my boy Josh Hart go. And Carl Towns go. I'm
You
not
gotta
quite ready to part ways, but for Giannis,
For
you
Giannis?
know, for Giannis, I would entertain that. I'd pick up the phone.
Yeah.
We talk a little bit. Let's talk about it over dinner. I don't
Come
know if I'd
on.
actually close a deal, but we talk about it.
Oh,
But this
man.
is interesting. But I just the Pelicans part of it, that is the albatross because Kyle Kuzma is, as Katie so eloquently put it, Kaka. So they're
Yeah.
probably not going for this. But I like the creativity. You get an A for effort.
There you
You get an A
go.
for effort.
I'm just saying,
Canny
Giannis
was
did a Big
going
Apple.
I feel like Six spent more
full
time on
Dave
this than
Ramsey
any type
about
of high
these
school
NBA
assignment.
contracts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
All
Yes,
right,
this
all
nigga
right.
was not doing math like
More
this.
fun than
No,
Pythagoras.
he's not doing math like this. I was
No, he
doing
was not
math
doing
like
math.
Yeah, dude, this is way more fun than A squared plus B squared. What's C? Nah, dude, I don't care about triangles, bro. I care about
Big facts,
basketball. Triangle
bro. Imagine if
offense.
they
I'm
taught
with
Yeah.
that.
parlays in high school,
you
bro.
literally made
So
a three-way
give me a
trade.
parlay
This is a
class.
triangle.
It
The
depends
parlay
if you
class would
got
be
Math
crazy.
teachers, accounting teachers, use the NBA trade machine for your lessons. It'll be a
Hell
lot
yeah,
more fun.
it will.
hell
Have them break down some NFL salary caps and contract
Hey,
restructures.
hey.
hell yeah.
But okay, Bug said he would keep this one in his back pocket. It seems like he's a pretty stingy manager to deal with here. Has to think
Yeah,
twice about getting Giannis.
we
Just
got to think about
completely
it.
glossed over the loon dog.
I
Two
think I
two
think
time
about
Yeah,
NBA
it.
champ.
come on, that's
I
a
mean,
bet. I brought
he
bet
does.
presence into the locker room, dude. He
He
brings
does.
the heart to make up for losing heart. Come on now.
Oh, I see
Come
the
on now. Come on, da-da.
Nah, he does have the
Come
most
on.
hardware in this trade, so I will give him his props there.
Well, that's why I throw him
All
in there.
right,
It's a bet
so
presence.
let's move on to Bug's trade himself before we get into Cannies to wrap it up here. Bug, why don't you break us down here, and you can talk about your overall sentiments about trading Cat as well, because I know you have
Yes,
some
sir.
strong thoughts on that overall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is what we got here. We got the king going to New York like he should have,
What?
all those years ago. In 2013 when my man's James Dolan fumbled the interview and made him all weirded out. But if we have to trade Cat, which I don't necessarily want to do. I'm not ready to blow it up on my boy Cat. I see, I remember what you did for us against the Pistons in the first round last year. That will not be forgotten. You hit some of the most clutch shots I've ever seen in a game and by a guy in the Knicks uniform when it mattered in the playoffs. Yes, you kind of faded down the stretch, but hey, you can't win them all. But I'm not down for trading Big Bodega. But if we have to, just to entertain you casuals out there, it's got to be for a king. It's got to be for LeBron. I think the Lakers throw in that 2028 pick, probably another pick to sweeten the pot. But I think if you're the Lakers here, LeBron wants out. Everybody else wants him out. He's standing up JJ Redick. He's little bro in this nigga. You know what I'm saying? He don't fuck with Luca like that. Luca don't fuck with him like that. They got the white boy tandem. He broke up AR-15, went to the white side. So, get LeBron to New York. We need kind of a bigger four, stretch four kind of to play that role. lock a little. He can play a little defense still. He's still strong, still Oxman. And yeah, you send Carl Towns to the Lakers because we all know Aiden's running out of time there. He's gonna do what he does best and
That at
fold when it
least
gets right.
of this monologue, at least that part is true.
He'll fold when the lights get bright, and Carl Towns will not, and he can catch lobs from Luca and do all the pick and pops with Luca. So I think it's a win-win if you got to do a trade. So let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I don't
Andy,
think
why don't you represent the Lakers here?
Yeah, I know. I think everybody's seen the Genie Bus articles over the last couple days, but no, I don't think
Playboys.
one thing. Good times. But
How old were you?
you don't even have you don't have Bronny in this trade, bro. Like this is not gonna work.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're gonna take
You just
LeBron,
left
you
him,
gotta
bro.
take Bronny. You just left Bronny. You're not just gonna leave Bronny. So
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't know. This would be cool. I think Karl-Anthony Towns, Luka might be the move, but I don't
there you
think
go.
LeBron's leaving LA. I like this trade if we're actually doing it, but I don't think LeBron is leaving LA for anything other than his business meetings and shit. So yeah,
You can have
I like.
meetings in New York.
He could, but Savannah likes the beaches. It'd be
Can't
like
do
that.
Space Jam 3 in New York, bro.
You can't. You could.
You can do it in the Garden. I mean,
But-
Six. Let's get an outsider perspective on this. Six, what do you think about this deal?
Bro, where are we going?
you don't like this? You don't like this?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Fuck you,
I'll
nigga.
tell you why I don't like it.
Convoluted three-way trade you had, nigga. Fuck you.
Look, and I mean no disrespect, Mr. Booker, man. But let me
Nah.
just tell you why I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't see a Knicks team who sees a chance at the East and a chance at making it to the finals. Adding LeBron, who's old, more injury prone, and the first round picks aren't going to swing a needle because they're playing for now. They're not playing for the future. So the first round picks don't matter to them. So it just doesn't make sense to give up their second option offensively, their big man, even though he doesn't play like a big man, but for an old LeBron who's injury prone this past season, and he's not going to be your second best option like Cat
It's got
is. And
sciatic
so
in
it
it.
doesn't, yeah, dude, it doesn't improve the Knicks right now, and they're not playing for the future. They're playing for right now. The Lakers, yeah, they will love this because LeBron's old and Jeannie Buss hates LeBron, so they will love this. But the Knicks it does nothing to help them like at all, and so that's why I don't see it. Cat's better than LeBron, and the first round picks just don't matter.
You talk about
Well,
veteran
I like
presence.
I think in a perfect
Kevon Looney was
world,
veteran presence. See, this is the ultimate veteran presence. This is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, but
The man who runs the East like LeBron. He already sunned everybody in the East already, nigga.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, he's
He's on the East
also
for like
ran
8
out
years.
the East because he had to start collecting his Social Security.
What?
Got
he ran-
old, ran to the West, and couldn't win.
He
He
did.
won
nigga.
8.
Regardless,
Straight?
that was forever ago. He hasn't been
Forever
number one option
ago?
since COVID.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be.
I think in a
got
perfect
JB.
world, LeBron on the Knicks does work if he buys in as a defense first player and a complementary offensive option to Jalen Brunson.
He's literally
Of
Josh
course,
Hart
that
on
is in a
steroids.
perfect world.
He is Josh Hart.
Yeah, I just don't know if
On
that is
steroids.
what he would be willing to do.
On steroids.
On the Lakers side, Luca, Reeves, and Cat. I mean, that would be peak entertainment. They would lose games
Sounds good.
160 to 150 every night, but it would be a hell of a time. So
It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
I think, I think that just from a pure entertainment standpoint, I think I'm a fan of that. But let's wrap it up.
I like that.
Kenny's trade here. Kenny, let's break this one down.
The troll, I gotta keep the troll going casually.
I hate this.
Hell yeah.
Jason Tatum for
Hell
yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns. You are the 2 seed. You're ahead of the Knicks already. You don't need this bum. Trade
Hit the
Jason
ball.
Tatum.
I hate this.
I'm just
I
kidding.
hate you.
I'm just kidding. But trade Jason Tatum with some cash rights for Cat. You get the center that
Yeah.
this. You get the center that the Celtics need.
Hell yeah.
The Knicks get the 4 they need.
Yeah.
It would work. It would honestly work. Y'all are the 2 seed. Don't tell me they haven't been playing well. The Celtics look good,
I
bro.
like
The
that. I
Celtics
like
look
that a
good
lot.
without you, bro. You
I
know,
hate
the light-skinned Jesus, he might be getting shipped out soonest. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that you
Who
made that.
says no? Who says no?
Who
I
says
like
no?
that
Who
you
says
made
no?
it. The Knicks are
I don't
saying
say no. I actually really like this
the
trade.
Knicks are saying yes. The Celtics are saying no. The Celtics are saying no.
No, I think
No.
that. I think
How are
this
they
is the
saying
thing.
no? Jalen Brown is playing 10 times better than ever.
Karl-Anthony Towns and Joe Mazzulla 3-ball offense is crazy.
Because I
That's
think we
crazy.
saw. No, I agree. I think Cat is the perfect center for, with the exception if he can't play big. Porzingis is perfect center, but Cat is a close second.
Porzingis
Because
is
his offense is so good. So I do agree. Cat would be great in Masuda's offense, but at the end of the day, when we've already seen if Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown both playing at their best, the Celtics are able to run through the East. We already saw that. So I think you.
except for when they played the Knicks.
Wow, just got hurt. Sorry, why you guys won.
He got hurt when they
You
were
don't
already
need a
down.
small
He got hurt
forward. You
before the
need
end
a
of the
center.
series. He got hurt
They're
before the end
already
of the
down.
series. He
They're
got hurt
already
before
down.
the end of the
They're
series.
already down when he
Who
lost,
y'all got right
bro.
now? Kada?
They're
What's his name? Kada?
already down when they
Kata,
lost.
Kata, yeah, Kata.
Some respect
already
on
Yeah,
the mind.
bro
Kata's
is
name,
bro is
bad.
mid as
dude.
hell.
He's hooping.
Mid as hell, yeah.
It was
mid as
already.
hell.
as hell.
I actually
Better
like this
than
trade
expected.
for the Knicks. I think this is a
I
really good
bet you
trade for
do.
the Knicks.
I bet you
I
do.
think they.
I bet.
I think they get another role player to play along with Jalen Brunson.
Oh, okay.
I think to
Okay.
get
Okay.
another father-son
Okay.
duo, another father-son duo in the NBA.
Woo, woo, woo.
Another Bronny, another Jalen Brunson, Tatum, another father-son duo. That'd be great for the league. It'd be great for ratings, great for fatherhood everywhere. I think everybody
For
it would be
fatherhood everywhere.
Maybe Tatum will let Jalen Brunson wear his ring.
You mean the ring that Jalen Brown carried him to? You think Jalen Brown didn't let him hold it?
Yeah.
If he's allowed to hold it? If he's allowed to hold it?
Okay. Come on, crazy.
Same amount of finals
Finals
MVP trophies,
MVP,
nigga.
Jalen Brown.
It was Steph Curry's team. He didn't win Finals MVP either. That's what he's telling himself.
He
He
did
said
when he beat
That
Tatum's ass.
that is
though.
true.
He did when he beat Tatum's ass.
I got
if
you.
it's the third one, he'll
He
get
got
it.
you. ass.
Yeah.
All right, that is our
Damn, that boy won a lot.
That's what we got for you.
Karl-Anthony Towns
Cat,
trade
King does not want to
segment.
trade you. King Bull does not want to trade you. Keep the boys together. We
We
still
don't even trade
good.
you for Giannis, bro.
Historic
That's
win
loyalty.
yesterday. 54 points. We on the bigger and better things. The defense is bad.
Loyalty.
Shout out NB57, Coach of the Year. Let's go.
We'll see how that wraps up before the trade deadline. We got a few weeks for New York to feel that one out and see what they want to do with their future. There's a few other big names that might be on the block as well. John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., LaMelo Ball. You know the deal. But we'll see how that shapes up. Let's get into NFL action. Divisional round just wrapped up. Couple of great games, couple of atrocious games. Let's get into them. We're gonna start off with Buffalo at Denver. Yet again, Josh Allen could not get it done in the playoffs. Fell in the divisional round to Bo Nix and Sean Payton. He cost Sean McDermott his job. And for some reason, Brandon Bean, the general manager, got a promotion for his work in building out that roster. Six, what did you see in that game? And how do you feel about the resulting moves that the Bills made here?
I think they made the right moves, to be honest. I think Sean McDermott had to go. He hasn't been a good coach for a while. Their offense coordinator should be fired too. They don't make good play calls on offense. They don't use their offense well. Their defense is always atrocious. It doesn't matter who they have. When they played the Jaguars, I just felt like I saw too much Josh Allen hero ball, and the rest of the team sucked. And that's what we saw again. Even though Josh Allen did play terrible, he had to play hero ball, and then him trying to do too much, he fumbles right before the half. So I think it was moves that had to be made. The team just needs to get a whole new culture. They need to get some new blood, new everything in there. Josh Allen is still an MVP caliber player, but I think the Broncos just have better defense and better overall team, and they showed it, and that's what happens. But no, I think they made the right moves. Not gonna lie though, the owner is a douchebag. I know y'all saw what he said about Keon Coleman and everything. So the owner's a douchebag. Nobody wants to go Buffalo. Shout out to the Jets for not being the most embarrassing team in their division anymore. So I'll go ahead and pass over to Mr. Jet himself to go ahead and shit talk the Bills.
I wouldn't be so quick about the most embarrassing thing, but this was nice for me. It was nice to see the Bills trip over themselves because they lost in the playoffs. I'm actually gonna disagree with you though. I think Sean McDermott is a good coach. 98 and 50 and 9 seasons at Buffalo. Nothing to sneeze at, nothing to laugh at. He's consistently had them competitive every year, pretty much since 2018. So they haven't won below 10 games in 8 years. So I will tip my hat to him there. He has been a great coach, and I think unfortunately, he is the scapegoat for the great white hope that is Josh Allen. He's not the first, and he certainly won't be the last. The NFL golden boy. He has to be propped up. In order to prop him up, he has to smush some other people down. And Sean McDermott, your blood was spilled for him. Unfortunately, I'm gonna run through this really quickly. But here's the quarterbacks that Josh Allen has beaten in the playoffs. Y'all ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun.
In 21, it was Phil Rivers and Lamar / Snoop Huntley.
Boom.
22 was Mac Jones.
Trash.
23, it was Skylar Thompson.
Trash.
That was against the Dolphins. He went 18 for 45 for 220 that game, by the way. So that was
trash.
pretty fucking horrendous. Mason Rudolph in 24.
Trash.
Rookie Bo Nix last year. And Lamar last year, and Mark Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion.
Trash.
And then this year he beat Trevor Lawrence. So all that to say that Josh Allen,
that's a hell of a win, dude. He beat fucking Trevor Lawrence.
That is probably unironically
MVP finalist Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
At the time of playing all of these people, he's definitely the second best QB he's played. So that I'll tip my cap to Trevor Lawrence there. So all that to say that Josh Allen, you are this great white hope, and you are propped up so high, and you really haven't beaten really anyone besides Lamar and Trevor Lawrence. You've gotten wiped down by Mahomes every time you played in the playoffs, and you lost to Bo Nix in a game that you definitely should have won, and you had 4 turnovers in. So, Sean McDermott, shout out to you, bro. If you need a job over in New York, if you want to come over to the Jets, we'd love to have you on as DC and maybe take over for Aaron Glenn, depending on how that goes. But yeah, Josh Allen fucked this game against the Broncos, and Sean McDermott somehow got blamed for it. So, shout out to Josh. Even when you lose, I know you can't, but it's definitely not. How is it Sean McDermott's fault that they put up 30 points all the time and they lose because this guy just turns the ball over?
I think it's his fault that they haven't had any playoff success and they've gone to playoffs.
It's not. It's not easy just to make the playoffs. Like 7 years in a row is a tough feat. I think Sean McDermott, like Ben said, is the scapegoat. There's evidence of Billy Bean in Hard Knocks saying he thinks Keon Coleman is the next coming of Jesus Christ himself. Like, it's not unheard of that these owners defending Billy Bean because he's probably fucking his daughter or something. Like, this is some dumb shit if you ask me. Sean McDermott, I think, is a great coach. This man, it coached the Carolina Panthers defense when Cam Newton was there. He's been at Buffalo since 2018. Ben said his record. This man is coaching excellence. He makes the playoffs. The Bills were garbage before this man got here. So was Josh Allen. This team is good because of Sean McDermott. This defense is ass. This offense, I don't know who the fuck Billy Bean thought. Whoever the fuck this fucking GM, I don't even know his name for real. Be like, who is this receiving group? You expect Josh Allen to throw the ball to Khalil Shakir every fucking play? He's fucking 5'2". Like, I can't see him either. Like, they've not spent the money in the right places. I think this is all on ownership and the GM. Josh Allen as well. This man is a maniac. How are you running with the ball with already 2 turnovers and you're not even fucking tucking it in? Who do you fucking
Yeah.
think you are? You
Fact.
haven't won
Big
shit
facts.
in this league. You have a DI MVP. You're fucking James Harden, man. Like this is literally what it is. Every year puts up monster numbers. And what happens in the playoffs in the biggest moments? He fucking throws a fucking interception. Was it a crazy interception to Brandon Cooks? Yes. I am not going to deny that. That was a great catch, but it never hit the ground and he didn't come up with it. It's a fucking interception.
He had
And
3 other turnovers besides that.
it's other turnovers too. You wouldn't be an OT. Your defense kept you in the game. Like if anything, the defense kept them in the game when Josh Allen was turning over the ball and all they're kicking is field goals. Like this is you can't defend this quarterback for the turnovers he had. This was a Josh Allen classic fucking bullshit game. And like
Classic.
he had a couple of these in the season. He had it against the Texans. He had it against the Dolphins too. It's shown to be a thing, and it's shown up in the biggest moments of his career. Besides the 13 seconds, because Patrick Mahomes is amazing. It's all been on him. Especially, this is the worst loss, and I would say the Burrow loss was worse before this. But this is even worse.
Yeah,
So
I'll say I really think the take of the GM should have been fired. I think you hit on that. The GM not being fired is absolutely horrendous. But I'll say one thing about Sean McDermott
He got
is
promoted.
yeah, that's unbelievable. But one thing about Sean
That is
McDermott is he's supposed to be a defensive coach, and the defense in the Buffalo has never really been a top tier defense, and that's one of the big holdups for me about McDermott. I mean, you got gifted Josh Allen. The GM gave you nobody on offense. It's not your fault. Josh Allen got into a gimmick where he has to try to do everything, causes too much. But the defense I've never seen a defense in Buffalo, and I was like, oh, that's a scary defense. And McDermott is supposed to be a defensive guy. And that's one thing for me.
I mean, was there
Yeah, I think y'all all made like good points, but they're kind of on extreme spectrums. I do think Sean McDermott overall is a good coach. Like he's shown that, like y'all said, it is not easy to go to the playoffs 9 straight times, including once without Josh Allen with fucking Tyrod Taylor breaking Buffalo's playoff drought. Like, but I do think it's fair to fire him because of the playoff walls he was hitting and the disappointments of the defense in those games where they lost. But it is just weird timing that he actually had one of his better postseason runs this year and then fell short because of Josh Allen and the offensive shortcomings. And then this is the time he got the boot. And to fire him, but not clean house, and not only not clean house, but to promote Brandon Beane, who is at the center of all of their shortcomings. Like Sean McDermott is a defensive coach, but who's the last great edge rusher they've had? Their defense this year was old. It was retreads from people that were basically retired. Fucking Joey Bosa was their big splash signing. He's fucking washed. He didn't have a sack in this game. I don't think he had a sack all of the postseason. So yeah, I think somewhere in the middle there. I do think Josh Allen, for the most part, can't be blamed for a lot of the playoff losses that the Bills had. I mean, overtime against the Chiefs, 13 seconds, like that was an incredible collapse by the Bills defense and Sean McDermott in that one. And he's had his struggles with turnovers in the playoffs, but he went turnover free the last 2 postseasons before this one, and they still came up short. But that being said, like the media and people have to hold him accountable when he has a game like the one he did. This one was completely on him. There's no one else to blame. Like even Joe Brady called a great game. They were moving the ball on an elite defense. The only times they got stopped were when Josh Allen turned the ball over. And then, of course, James Cook had one as well. But mostly it was on him, and they were still right there in the end, and he sold the game away. And it's okay to say that, like, you want to see him succeed and want to see him go further and recognize his talent. But, I mean, Trevor Lawrence got killed for having 2 interceptions in a game, and Josh Allen had 4 turnovers, and we're writing apology notes on behalf of him and saying that we feel
Crazy,
so sorry for him.
crazy,
Like, what are we doing
Look at him
here?
cry. Look at him cry. He cares
crazy.
so much. Look at him cry. Fuck out of here, man. No crying in
Yeah.
But
baseball,
yeah, other
nigga.
big news from this game was that Bo Nix fucking snapped his ankle or something on one of the
The
last plays of
boner.
the game.
Broken boner.
And
I was about to say no more boner.
Boner down.
no more
Boner
boner.
down.
The boner has been deflated. It is not rising
Oh.
anymore.
Oh,
The
fuck.
Broncos are going to have to turn to Jarrett Studham. And we'll get into that later, how much we believe in Jarrett Stidham and this Broncos team to go without Bo Nix. But yeah, a crazy game. It was a good one.
Crazy.
It got ugly at points, but
Shout out
overall, a great game.
Yep.
We're going to move on to a game that wasn't nearly as competitive, but I'm sure 6 was an even better game. What did you like from Seattle's big win over the Niners?
What did not like, man? What you mean? We got them built to ass, bro. I just want to say, in all seriousness, though, fuck the 49ers, bro. Fuck the 49ers. Oh my god, dude. It was 13 seconds into the game. You knew what was about to happen. Rashid Shaheed, the kicker, trying to trip him. Have you ever seen a kicker try to do that? I don't think I've ever actually seen that in an NFL game. 13 seconds. The belt was already out. After that, it was belt to ass. BTA. I love that shit. Nah, man, in all seriousness, as a Seattle Seahawks fan, that was pure enjoyment. If we can do that again against the Rams and then go on to win the Super Bowl, there will be no possible better path we could have taken to the Super Bowl. I will say this, though. It really shows you Brock Purdy is not him, bro. I know the Seahawks defense is amazing. I'm going to take a bias out of it. Brock Purdy is not a good quarterback. He should not be their starter next year. They need to trade him, move on, something to get his salary cap off the books. They paid him for no reason. He is not the truth. He's not. Christian McCaffrey got hurt. Once Christian McCaffrey couldn't do anything, they didn't do anything. Brock Purdy is garbage. He should not be a starting quarterback in the NFL, let alone on a competitive team like the 49ers. But I do think next year they'll have Fred Warner back. They'll have Nick Bosa back. So they're going to have a good defense again. Robert Saleh is gone. I don't
The Bobbert.
The Bobbert's gone. He just wanted to
Speaking of Bobbert.
twice a year. He wasn't the reason for that defense. But no, I mean, I think as a Seattle Seahawks fan, you saw everything from offense to defense to special teams on what can make this team special and what can make this team win a Super Bowl. So not to talk too much on Seahawks because y'all know I could talk all day, but just in every asset of the word football, the Seahawks played well. Every offense, defense, special teams, and it's complete. But no, I'll let somebody hop in before I continue on. Kenny, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
I mean, I'll be the first to say, man. All the oblique shit I feel like was just like smoke up the ass. Like it was just
Fuck you,
like
Schefter. Fuck
it's
you,
just
Schefter.
Schefter was just to smoke the lines, man. Like everybody
Fuck
bet.
that nigga.
Who
Same
didn't
vibe.
bet San Francisco this weekend? Because everyone
I did.
did. There was news reports about it and shit. We all did. Like, come on, man.
That's
Don't say
right.
we
Like,
all did.
this
Don't
is
say we all.
crazy.
We did
You
we
was
did
a-
not all bet
This
on the
You
Niners
all
stuff.
did.
this was an
I
ass
did not.
whooping. This was an ass whooping. Congrats to the Seahawks. They are a complete team. But hold up, chill out, Purdy, man. Who the fuck out there with him, bro? Like who the fuck? Like Ayuk not even been playing for the whole season. He got paid. George Kittle tore his
I didn't say
fucking
fuck y'all niggas like
He
9
said,
months ago. Dude.
bang. Yeah, like Achilles tear for Kittle. Trent Williams is 40 years old, still fucking blocking. Like this team has need to retool this season. And I'm so glad that they're taking a look at this theory of the substation. The social media is a wild place, man.
Yeah, it is. That's
Facts.
just wild.
Yeah, they got the biggest plan on the fucking
electromagnetic field.
Operation table, nigga. Them niggas buzzing out there, boy.
Hey,
Hey, but yeah, I'm gonna say chill on Brock too a little bit. Brock is like he's kind of overblown, but I don't know if you trade him. I think they made it this far into the season partially because of him. So give him a little bit of credit there. But yeah, they got their fucking ass whooped, so I'm not gonna give them too much credit. It was over like pretty much as the game started. Like Six said, the game was already over. You knew what the fuck type of time it was
Bro,
going
they
on.
scored 6 points. Rashid
They only
Shaheed
put up
scored
6
7 on the
seconds.
first play.
Yeah, they got their fucking ass whooped. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Seahawks. Shout out Mike McDonald. That nigga's legit. If they haven't tallied the coach of the year shit, he's probably win it because defense is fucking gross, man. It is crazy. But yeah, man. Shout out to you, Six. You got a great team. Of all the teams left, I can't really say I'm rooting for anyone in particular. So, shout out to you. I hope if it's you against the Pats, I'll take the Hawks there. And Sam Darnold, he had a tumultuous time with the Jets, but
No
I'm
love
glad to see
lost.
he's on the I'm glad to see he's on the up and up. It's not his fault he got mono. A lot of niggas better than him have gotten mono in New York City, so I can't really
That's a
fault him
love,
there.
that's a love
He's
disease.
a, he's a 20-year-old something man, with millions of dollars. I'm surprised he
Hey,
didn't get anything worse than mono. So the fact he
probably
only made it
did.
with that, he probably did. So shout out
Penicillin
to you,
shot to the
Sam.
ass.
I don't hate your guts, even though you were kind of dog shit with us. But Bob Sala gave up on you, so he didn't brainwash us into thinking Zach Wilson was the truth. So I'm gonna blame Bob Sala. So fuck Bob Sala. Sam Darnold, beat the Pats if you have to. Bring it home, nigga.
Love that.
Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
you on pack watch too, nigga.
Come on now. Come
We're
on.
not there yet, but we
This
on
is
watch, nigga. 6 points is
We
tough, nigga.
close.
this
Tough.
was one of those games that got so out of hand that it's kind of hard to give any real analysis after
I got a
like the
fucking
first
ass
15
whoop.
minutes there. But a take I will give from this game is that the Philadelphia Eagles should be absolutely fucking embarrassed because they were in the trenches with this Niners team, and and then the Seahawks thoroughly obliterated them, and that just comes down to coaching. So Nick Sirianni, I don't know what you're doing. Kevin Patullo, I
Yeah.
don't know if you're still on the team
He's
in
gone.
some kind of advisory role.
He's gone.
Did they fire him or did they demote him?
He got fired.
He's
He
the
got
vice
fired.
president of
Okay.
vibes now.
He's the vice president of New Jersey Motor Sales.
All right, well, shout out to them for getting rid of Kevin Patullo. Hopefully, you get a good one there. But yeah, you
lost,
should be absolutely.
I think
Ashamed.
that was one of the better things that came out. Mike McDaniel to the Chargers. Maybe he turns If Man into something better than If Man. We'll see.
Man, they gonna be the strip
we
club,
will
nigga.
see.
They gonna shit
I do want
McDonald's
to
strip club.
I do want to give a shout out to that stadium as well. I don't know if you guys are aware, but that Rashid Shaheed kickoff ranked as the 5th highest crowd in a playoff game in NFL history. So shout out to 12 man, shout out to them Hawks fans. We come out. I wish I never been to the game in Seattle, but shout out to them, man. They come out, they're loud, bro. They're loud. That stadium is not easy stadium to
Nah,
go
that's you.
in.
You can say we, bro. You on the team, bro. You
I
say we,
appreciate it,
nigga.
man. I appreciate
You
that.
on
But
the
nah,
team, bro. Come on.
Seahawks fans, we show out, we get loud, and that's not an easy place to play. So I mean, this Sunday, it's not gonna be easy for Stafford. He already got old ears. So I mean, it ain't gonna be easy
Old
for him, man.
ears.
It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud. Woo!
And speaking of tough places to play, CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans had a real tough time playing in Foxborough this past weekend in the sleet and the snow. But you've been on the Texans train early this season. You've been a backer of Mr. CJ Stroud at times. What did you see in this one?
Man, I don't know what the fuck I saw, honestly. I still don't know what I saw. I think that probably is the worst playoff performance I've ever seen in my life. Just off top of my head, like I can't really remember a nigga playing worse than that. Besides, there's probably an Andy Dalton game in there somewhere, but
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Yeah, that game too. But god damn, man, CJ Stroud, you should have got your ass whooped after this game, bro. Petrie and Daniil Hunter and
In the
Aziz the
locker room.
headhunter, Shair and Will Anderson. They should have jumped your ass, nigga, because
Yeah.
you let down a great performance by your defense. I know the score ended up being 28 for the Pats, but it shouldn't have been that way. CJ Stroud, you had 4 picks. It should have been like 6 or 7, 8. But my
Hey,
nigga, you they should have whooped your ass, bro. Like playing this bad in the playoffs and your defense is this good, like this legit to honestly be. They should be in the conference championship. And for keeping it a buck, it was still a one-score game in the fourth quarter somehow. Even with this nigga playing historically bad, it was still a one-score game. So yeah, CJ Stroud, you need to get your ass whooped. Amber Rose, give him back his talent. I don't know what the fuck you did to him in that whip after y'all left that club in the offseason, but give that nigga his talent back because something's not right with this guy, man. He's and his
Yeah,
excuse at the press conference was like, "Oh, I'm not used to not being Superman." Like, nigga, you ain't have to be Superman all season. All you had to do was score 21 points and you win the game. What the fuck are you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, that's
Be
crazy.
Superman, nigga. You can be Clark Kent's bitch ass little brother, nigga. Steve. You could be Steve Kent, nigga, and still win the game. Like,
Fucking
nigga, you should.
Steve.
yeah.
Like, they should have smacked the shit out of you, nigga.
Yeah, it was just depressing to see CJ Stroud go out that way. Uh
That was
five
horrible.
five turnovers, man. Is not great to have. And even against the Steelers, a team that the Steelers defense pretty much dominated, not Steelers defense, but the Texans defense dominated against the Steelers, and he still looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
I've seen, apparently CJ Stroud bombed the Wonderlick, and it's clearly showing with his development skills. CJ, I liked you, man. I would have loved to have you over Anthony Richardson. Don't get me wrong. That would have been great that rookie year. But like let's fucking be real right now, dude. You have not developed whatsoever. Bryce Young, the guy that was drafted ahead of you, who everyone thought was a bust, has developed way better in the last 2 years than you have, because you've just stayed stagnant. You haven't improved to that next level of being
Nigga,
an
he got
all-star quarterback.
worse.
He got worse, regressed.
Yeah.
He has not developed himself to be a quarterback. You could blame the team or whatever, but I don't think anybody, if you were not cutting, I'm not cutting Josh Allen slack. I'm not cutting CJ Stroud any slack.
Definitely not. Nigga, you play like
Five
dog shit. Should
dog
they have
shit,
put
man.
should they have put in Davis Mills? Should they have put in the neck? They should have put in the neck,
They
bro.
might have,
Honestly,
they might have actually
been a
won
bad
with the
idea.
neck. The
they
neck
might have won
doesn't
with the
turn over
neck,
the
bro. I
ball
ain't gonna
like
lie,
this.
bro.
Might not
The
been a
neck would
bad
not have
idea.
been that good.
It might
Also,
not been a bad idea.
also maybe
They should have won with the neck, bro.
also,
Might not be
maybe the
bad.
concussion, he had was the last one he might have.
Maybe.
That boy sounded a little special at the the press conference, my guy. Ooh.
Hey, shout out
Little
to the
special, a
community.
little special. Shout out to
Shout
the
out to the
committee
community.
though. But
I don't think we're allowed to say that.
CTE is a very real problem, and it is showing in CJ Stroud.
Yeah, no, I mean, picking up where you guys said, I don't want to harp on it too long, but CJ Stroud is the big headline. He's doo doo. He's boo boo. He stinks. He played terrible against Steelers. They shouldn't have won that game, but the defense played out of their mind and still won the game despite CJ Stroud. They played the Patriots, and that just wasn't able to happen. I do want to give credit to the Patriots. I think the Patriots are a complete team. Whether they're a complete team that they're elite all around, I don't think so. I don't think that they should be an AFC Championship team. I think they should just be a really good team. But with that said, they're in the AFC Championship. They're a complete team. They do have solid pieces all around. Drake May shows potential to become a future star in this league. The defense is great put together. Mike Vrabel has done this before where he built good defenses. So, yeah, I think the Patriots are just a solid team to where it takes an offense and defense to beat them. And the Texas defense just couldn't will CJ Stroud's bum self to a win. They need to get a new quarterback, bro. CJ Stroud needs to get traded, trade him to the Niners for Brock Purdy, and then cut Brock Purdy. But I don't know, just trade CJ Stroud away, get rid of him. Davis Mills is not the answer either. He just has a really long neck. But you need to bring in somebody else. Get Jameis Winston. Let him just throw it to Nico Collins 10 times a game. I don't care. Get somebody besides CJ Stroud. You need a game manager. You don't need a quarterback that will win it. Somebody who just manage the game and get you guys to the fourth quarter with a touchdown or two. Hell, go for an old quarterback. Go for a vet. I'm not even mad at that. Go for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers honestly might
Aaron
be.
Rodgers.
Aaron
yo,
Rodgers
he
honestly might be a
fucking
great spot.
sucks.
He's not going to
He
lose you the
fucking
game,
sucks.
and if
He
you give him a
fucking sucks,
defense,
dude.
get
He's
you a quarterback
fucking
that knows how to
terrible.
take care of the ball. That's all I'm saying.
He's
Maybe not
fucking
Sam.
awful.
Guys wants to trade for a 42-year-old quarterback. Get
You
the
just saw
fuck
him
out of
lose.
here.
Aaron
You
Rodgers
just
free agent.
saw
Get the
him. You just
fuck outta
saw
here.
him
He
beat the
sucked.
shit out of Aaron
He
Rodgers.
just
Why
got.
would
He
they
just
want his
sucked.
ass?
He just sucked dick, man. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
He didn't
This
do that.
Texans defense is just
Shout
really,
out to the
really elite.
community.
They have a really elite defense. If they just get a quarterback who could just score one touchdown and 2 field goals a game, they would be in the AFC Championship. They would be. They would be possibly
Rodgers did
going
not
to the
get them
Super
there.
Bowl.
But I
He's
understand
a
what
lot
you're
better than
saying.
CJ
Can
Stroud. He's a
No,
lot
he's
better.
not.
confidently
He's
say that
actually
Aaron
not.
Rodgers would have been better in that game than CJ Stroud
CJ
was.
Are
That
they winning that
I
game
know
like
that
Aaron
with
Rodgers?
certainty.
Please be for real. They are not winning
No.
that game with
He's
Aaron
I
better
mean,
than
Rodgers.
CJ Stroud.
we're
I'm not
talking
saying
about
that.
No fucking
Davis
way.
Mills.
We're talking about
Fucking
Aaron
Texans might
Rodgers,
have
who
been.
chokes in every playoffs. No, they're not winning that game with Aaron Rodgers. No,
You guys are smoking crack.
he's smoking crack.
They don't have a better chance than they do with CJ Stroud. That's all I'm saying. They have
They
a
would
better
have had
chance.
a better
with
chance
Rodgers.
if they
How many
punted the
playoff
ball
wins?
on first down
That's-
every series.
No.
Just
no.
tell me,
Drake
they
May, I'm
have
not
a
letting you
better
off
The
the
chance.
hook
Steelers
either.
literally punted on every down, and then he fumbled to throw the game away, and he threw a pick six to lose the game again.
Tell me this.
No,
Don't,
game-
I don't
no.
want to hear anything
That
else.
game
Do
was
they have
over
a
in the
better
first
chance
quarter,
with
bro.
Rodgers or a better chance with
That
Stroud?
He
doesn't
did not
mean you
fumble.
give up as a professional athlete. That's because
You
we're
think they're
watching.
better
the
off
game.
with Stroud? Just say, are you think they're better off with Stroud?
Then Aaron
Over
Rodgers.
Rodgers? Yes.
You're crazy. You're crazy. We
In
need to
a
watch
single
the-
game, I don't know about that, bro.
in a single
CJ Stroud
We
had
can-
10 turnovers in 2 games. Dog.
game. Bro. He's
10
never really
turnovers
off the
We
net.
can
Should
we
be
can
a
agree
in
leader.
to
2
we
games.
can agree
We can
to
agree to
disagree
disagree.
casually. Y'all are wild.
That was
bro.
crazy.
Stroud
Aaron
should not
Rodgers
be
is-
allowed back into the playoffs. It
was
should be a new
crazy.
rule that the NFL and the NFLPA come together and make. Stroud should not be a starting quarterback in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're dog shit, bro.
Yeah, I
Don't let
can't
that
say
distract
I was feeling bad or sad for CJ Stroud as I was watching that performance from him. As a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars, I was absolutely giddy. The Texans fans made sure to let us know it after Trevor Lawrence ended his season with an interception, and yeah, it was real nice to see CJ Stroud go out that way.
No,
As
that was
someone
dog
who's sat through an up and down development of a quarterback, I would say it's a little too early to give up on CJ Stroud overall. But if I'm the Texans and their fans, I'm picking up the 5th-year option, but I am waiting on a contract extension 100%, unless he's willing to take fucking 20 million or less per year. Because I mean, he melted down in a way we've never seen before this postseason, but he didn't have a great postseason last year either. And he honestly hasn't been good since his rookie year. So unless he can show some signs of growth, then I don't see the reason for keeping him around. I mean, they honestly might be better off with a game manager who can take the plays that are there, run the offense within the system, and let the defense go to work without sabotaging them. And I think that's what me and Six were saying with Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers fucking folded against that Texans defense, but if the Steelers had a defense as good as the Texans, I think that game would have went differently. I mean, CJ Stroud had 5 turnovers in that game too, and then they won 30-13. So I don't know if I can say definitively that Aaron Rodgers would have won this game, but he would have played better than CJ Stroud. I think 31 quarterbacks could have played better than CJ Stroud in that game. But with that being said, the Patriots, it's hard to really assess how great they are as a team because of them playing 2 straight terrible performances
This is what they
from the
do.
opposing quarterbacks between
Welcome back.
CJ Stroud and Justin Herbert. Drake May has not been excellent in this postseason. A crazy fact from this last game is that Drake May actually had more combined interceptions and fumbles than CJ Stroud did, the Patriots just recovered some of Drake May's fumbles. So credit to him for making the plays that he needed to get past the Chargers and the Texans. But I don't know. It kind of feels like the Patriots aren't ready. Drake May might not be ready, and they've kind of just coasted to where they've gotten to so far. You can only play who's in front of you, but I don't know. I'm not loving what I've seen from Drake May so far. Let's move on. The next game, final game of that weekend, Rams Bears. Caleb Williams, you almost did it. You almost pulled off a miracle. 6. Why don't you open us up? How are you feeling about the Rams, your upcoming foe? What did you see from them in that game?
I just want to say, man, if it wasn't for that Caleb Williams unbelievable touchdown, that was first off one of the most insane plays I think I've ever seen in a football playoff by a quarterback.
100%.
But if it wasn't for that, it would have been 4-0. So that sucks. I would have been all 4 games, got the spread correct. So that was a cool play. But fuck, dude, I would prefer it if he didn't do that. I did want to play the Rams personally. I think the Rams are a better team. They're just very complete from offense to defense. They're an elite team. The Bears love what Ben Johnson has done. Love what Caleb Williams has done. Hate that they're about to get rid of that stadium, though, because that stadium is just beautiful football this time of year. Seeing the snow, Caleb Williams be able to snap that ball through the snow, that made for great just like photos, videos, everything, wallpapers, I don't care. So it's a shame that they're going to stop playing at Soldier.
They're still going to be playing at Soldier Field, bro. It's all threats.
I hope so, man. They should. That's the beautiful stadium.
Hold on. PSA, if anybody thinks that the Chicago Bears are going to Gary, Indiana to play football, you're mistaken. They're not doing that, bro.
This is gonna be a nice clip for awful announcing. That's gonna be beautiful.
if I can make awful announcing, we've made it as a podcast.
But no, I think the Bears have a lot to build off of. Shout out CJ Gardner-Johnson, though. I don't know if many people know, but that dude just goes to teams, and when he goes to a teams, they somehow make it to the NFC Championship. They didn't make it this year, I know. They got close, though. But now the Rams are just a more experienced team and more complete team. But shout out to the Bears, man. I want to hear from you Chicago boys. Moving forward, what was it like in the city? I imagine, it wasn't a depressing feel. It was a feeling that, there's a future. I feel like, there's something to build off of. So you lost, but it's still positives. Tell me what it was like in the city.
Well, I stayed home. Well, we stayed home because it was really fucking cold outside. And also,
it was like a -10 wind chill.
It was like -10 wind chill, gang. And I like watching beer. I like watching sports at home. I can pop a beer. I watch my beer. Wash my beer down. And so, I'd just be screaming at the TV as much as I want. No problems. Yeah. So, yeah, I do like watching sports at home, especially big playoff games. And it was a good game, man. I thought it was over. I really thought that it was over when he threw that bomb and he caught that. And I was like, okay. But it seems that Caleb needs to, get over himself a little bit more. But it seems like he's got the gene of being clutch. That's something you just can't get rid of. And, it's not something that everybody has. And he did his best to win this game. But the defense didn't do him any favors, even with the interception, deep in the enemy, deep in their own territory. They could not get a stop to continue to force overtime. They really couldn't get a stop late in the game. They seemed to be a little bit weak. So it sucks. But, I think the Bears have a great head coach right now, and they're going to keep building. Nobody's leaving. So I think the only person out the door is DJ Moore. So
I don't know about that one. He balled out in the playoffs. He didn't have this season, but he balled out in the playoffs.
He's not worth the contract. They're definitely letting him walk. But yeah, Bug.
Yeah, I will say also shout out to the Bears, bear down. Just for feelings around the city, I am, I guess I'm skewed a little bit to older fans. I do work with a lot older people, people older than our kind of age bracket. So the feeling I kind of got was, they as you get older, you kind of think more about, man, like that's you got to have this, you got to have that, like you kind of miss that, and that was a game the Bears definitely should have could have won easily. I
Yeah.
feel like they definitely easily could have won. They matched up really well with the Rams, which I didn't think a lot of people expected. Their defense was able to kind of stifle, Stafford as much as they could, stifle the running game and stifle Puka as much as they could. So they definitely stepped up, than we seen the previous week in the wild card round. But, I would say that Ben Johnson, great season turning the Bears and giving
Yeah.
people hope here in Chicago is not an easy thing to do. You got people talking about the Bears. You got people getting out their old coats out the closet, getting their old hats and stuff, and talking about the old years and the golden years. So that's always a good thing to get the vibes back. But man, in a game like this, I just wish he had trusted his defense more. They played really well in the second half. The Rams had 7 possessions, 5 punts,
Mhm.
in the second half and overtime. And the only score that they got besides the touchdown was the field goal after Caleb threw an interception in overtime.
Yeah.
So I just would have liked to see them trust their defense more. They was 3 for 6 on fourth down, and those three misses were huge. They kind of cost them some points, cost them a chance to
Yeah.
kind of
Kick the field.
score some points, and it's a 3 point game at the end of the day. So, that's kind of the playoff woes that you learn as a, first year head coach. So he'll learn that going forward. But, definitely could have had this game. There's easily a world with the Bears in the NFC championship game. So,
Yeah.
but credit to the Rams. Matt Stafford made some great throws in the clutch. Talk about clutch
Yeah.
gene. Matt Stafford definitely has it. He
Proven
didn't
it.
turn the ball over this game, which paid dividends. So and he made some great throws, especially that throw to Devontae in
Yeah.
overtime. So
Yeah. Yeah.
shout out to Matt Stafford. They deserve to be in the NFC Championship game because they executed from all the way through to
Awesome.
overtime. So shout out to the Rams.
Yeah, I just want to jump in real quick, Andy, before you give your take on one thing I want to say is this new thing. I guess it's because there's a lot of young coaches that are doing it, but this new thing of going for on fourth down is so annoying, stupid, and ignorant to me. This is not Pop Warner football. Shout out to Mike McDonald. That's why I love
Get
my
him,
coach.
Monk.
He doesn't go for it on fourth down when he has a chance to have a field goal. He takes the points. Bill Belichick always took the points. He won Super Bowls for a reason. You look at the Mike Tomlin. He took the points. There's a reason why these coaches won. It's because they take the points. Stop going for it on fourth freaking down. Take the points, man. It's getting annoying. I play Madden a lot. I think I know. Take the points, man. Sorry, Andy. Go ahead with your take. I just had to jump in with that. I'm seeing
Get
too
him,
many
Monk.
fourth
Get him, Monk.
downs. Too many fourth downs going for it.
Got him goddamn
Take the
4 downs.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta.
gonna defend the youngins and the analytics a bit here. A big reason why you're seeing coaches get so aggressive on fourth downs now is because of the new kickoff rules. And with the new average starting position being like the 35-yard line and how cracked these new kickers are with the new juiced balls, like you can get into field goal range with 15 yards. So if you have a chance, if you're deep in enemy territory and you want to get 7, in worst case scenario, you turn it over on downs, and they're probably looking at worse field position than if you do a kickoff. That's a big reason why they're more willing to be aggressive. What I will say is that in the playoffs, the math does change a lot, especially in an ugly weather game like this one, where you're kind of expecting the scoring to be a bit lower. I do think Ben Johnson could have taken that into consideration more and factored that into his decision making. But like Ben said, that is something that you'll have to learn as you go on. It is his first year. He's going to take his lumps, same as Liam Cohen. A lot of people question Liam Cohen's decision to go out on fourth down when Trevor's shin was down. I was personally a fan of him being aggressive there, but you gotta play where the cards fall, and it didn't work out for the Jags there. It didn't work out for the Bears in this one. One thing I will say on Ben Johnson's aggressiveness in this game is I wish he was a bit more consistent with it, because after Caleb made that miraculous throw, you got to use your
Gotta go
momentum,
for
stick with
2.
your aggression,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
go for 2.
He should
two.
totally have
Trust the
went for
offense.
2. He should have went for 2.
Trust the
Gotta go
energy.
for 2.
Trust the
There's
crowd.
no
get
no
his
way this defense is stopping you for going for 2. You should have just won the game there.
Dude,
Yeah.
Do a play action rollout with Caleb. There's no way he's not running for it or finding someone open.
Yeah.
And that's where I gotta
Completely agree with you, Andy.
I gotta diss him a bit.
1000%.
Like if you're gonna be that aggressive throughout the game, but then
100%.
you have a chance to go for the
100%.
win,
You got to
that's
go
a
for
little
the
crazy
win.
to me.
You got to go for the win.
That's a great take.
Yeah, I think I saw that Chicago was like 57% on 2-point conversions through the year. You got a 57% chance to go to the conference championship. You got to take that, especially when the crowd and the team is feeling that energy already, and the Rams are reeling.
You had momentum.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, we did kind of give some quarterbacks some flack for turnovers. Caleb did have 3 picks in this game, and one of them did come in overtime after the Bears defense stopped the Rams from scoring when they got the ball first. So, if we give those other guys some slack, or some flack, we got to give Caleb some flack too. The turnovers cost him big in this
Caleb.
game.
100%. But this is Caleb's first playoff game, so that's why this slack is a little bit.
It's Ben Johnson. It's Ben Johnson's too. So, but accountability, man. Hey,
100%.
kind of baseball, bro. Like everybody can get it, dog.
Yeah.
The turnovers were costly. They were costly.
They were.
They were costly. I agree with that. But it's just
the red zone turnover was also costly.
It was. But the turnovers Josh Allen and CJ Stroud had were just like really fucking bad. Like Josh Allen really fumbling the ball before halftime, and CJ Stroud really just turning over the ball every other drive. Like I think it's a little bit of a different tier.
Caleb threw the pick in overtime when a touchdown on that possession wins the game.
That one
was pretty rough. I mean, DJ Moore definitely did stop running, but that shit was never open. You got to live to play another down there.
It was second down.
I give you, you're right.
But yeah, I think
you got to hold him accountable for those.
I think part of the reason people are more willing to live with Caleb's turnovers is he's kind of a deep bomber in basketball terms. Like he's gonna take crazy plays and he's not gonna be the most efficient, but he hits from downtown and hits home runs so often that you kind of have to live with it. But of course, to reach his ceiling, he's gotta even out that kind of negative to positive plays a bit more.
He reminds me a lot of Brett Favre, honestly, man. Just gunslinger, like just straight.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Actually, I don't hate that at all. I kind of like that.
I think Bears fans won't like that, but it's not bad. Not the worst comp. Not the worst comp.
I will say Bears still have not had a 4,000-yard pass in regular season. I'm shocked Caleb Williams did not make it, but I think he was just under it by less than 100.
That's kind of a Ben Johnson stat. I mean, they were so reliant on the run game in the regular season. I do wonder if he's going to lean away from that and more into Caleb Williams' talents and how special he is in their second year together. I'd like to see that happen for Caleb and Ben Johnson and the Bears. One thing from this game is Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, congratulations for getting to the conference championship, but you're on fraud watch a little bit for me, buddies. Just a little bit there. Everyone was saying that Stafford might have a bad game in the cold, and he didn't turn the ball over, and he ultimately got the job done, but he did not play a good game. He's had 2 straight games where he's been pretty atrocious against pressure now. Sean McVay made quite a few questionable decisions. You had a chance to ice the game on 3rd and 10, and you run a halfback draw. So either you're scared or you're scared of what Matt Stafford's going to do in that situation with the Bears showing pressure. So yeah, just something of note. I haven't been very impressed with the Rams in this postseason run, and we will get further into that in a bit. So that was our divisional round recap. Let's get right on into the conference championship previews. We'll start in the AFC. Pats at Broncos with Bo Nix going down, Jarrett Stidham starting in his place. The Pats are laying 4.5 points on the road. Boog, how do you feel about that line?
I think this line is honestly a little fishy. I don't know why it's so low. I thought the Pats would be favored by at least a touchdown in this game, given the fact that Bo Nix is not playing and that it is Jarrett Stidham, which is my background, Jarrett Stidham. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Pats here. Even though Jarrett Stidham is behind me, I don't really believe in you. I I think the Pats voodoo is in full Pats voodoo effect. Being a tortured Jets fan for all these years, I know what the voodoo looks like. This is exactly what it looks like. They get the breaks that they need exactly when they need them. And of course, Bo Nix breaks his ankle on a phantom play that I don't even remember seeing. So I think this lined up beautifully for the Pats. I think they should be favored by this line should be 9.5. I don't know why it's honestly 6 points lower than I thought it should be, but I'm gonna take the Pats here. I think there's no way, there's no way. I'm shouting to the universe. I don't care who hears. There's no
Mhm.
way the Pats lose to Jared Stidham with the Super Bowl on the
Mhm.
line. It's impossible, Andy. How does it happen? Jared Stidham is 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in his career. He has 4 starts, and he's sub 60% completion percentage. Come on, dude. There's no way that they lose. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't cover this spread. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, the only stat that's going against them is that New England has never won in Denver in its history as a franchise. But
That's what better time than right now.
exactly, I don't think New England is going to choke this game. Like you said,
They can't
this season has been a godsend. Robert Kraft and uh,
make me look like a fool.
the names
They can't lose.
countries we can't name. They pulled some shady shit in with the scheduling. So New England's really got like a really easy path. I don't think New England loses this game. It'd be very surprising if they lost this game by anything. If they win this game less than 5, like I'm taking whoever the NFC wins. Like that would be ridiculous. We give a lot of shit to CJ Stroud, but the Pats defense did play well. Causing 5 turnovers is not easy. They're playing really well with their defensive line. The cornerbacks are blocking in, jumping on balls, getting the 50-50s. I think the New England defense is going to make Jared Stidham look like dog shit, man. So I know the Denver defense is also good. Bo Nix had a lot of turnovers, but New England they're taking care of each other as teammates, and I think they're going to lock in and they're going to win here.
Yeah, I think you guys make good points, but I think one thing that I'm not really sure why is I think you guys are kind of acting like Bo Nix was like this superior quarterback. Like he really
Stop it.
ran the Broncos
Stop
offense.
it.
Like, what are we doing? He's Sean
Stop
Payne's
it.
quarterback.
Stop
He's
it.
not that good. It's not
Stop
that
it.
big of a difference to go to Stidham.
Stop
All he has to
it.
do is just listen to Sean Payne with the
One
follow
guy
the routes
is
he
an
calls.
MVP candidate, and the other guy is Jared Stidham.
Bo
So
Nix is MVP candidate.
Drake May. I'm
Bo
talking
Nix
about
is
Drake May.
never out.
Oh,
talking about Drake
May.
May.
I'm not. I'm not. So I'm not. What I'm speaking on right now is the Broncos' offense isn't
Talking about
falling
the
off that
Broncos.
much.
Okay.
I'm not talking
I don't
about
know
the
why.
Patriots. I'm talking about the Broncos. Broncos' offense doesn't have too far of a fall off. I think that in this game, there's a good offense, there's a good defense, there's a bad offense, and then there's an extremely elite defense. And the good offense and defense are on the Patriots side. They're a complete team. They're a good team. But like I said earlier, they're not elite on either side of the ball. The Broncos defense is elite. That Broncos defense is legit. Broncos defense is scary. That Broncos defense will not let the Patriots get more than 15 points, in my opinion. So with that said, I'm taking the spread on the Broncos side. I'm taking the 4.5 on the Broncos side.
Wow.
I do think the Patriots money line is a lock. I wasn't bold enough to make it my lock. I do think the Patriots win this game. I do not think the Patriots deserve to go to the Super Bowl. I do not think they're a Super Bowl worthy team. I think it doesn't matter if Bo Nix was healthy or not, that the NFC would have won the Super Bowl anyway. So that doesn't matter. But I do think that the Broncos, they're going to keep it close because of their defense. They're going to get 1 touchdown from Stidham. It's probably going to be like a 13-10 game. Patriots are going to win, though. It's a field goal as time expires. It's just they're going to outlast the
As time
Broncos
expires,
offense.
you think Jared Stidham, who hasn't thrown a pass since the year 2024, you think it's a down to the wire field goal game?
Because of the defense. That's an elite defense. I think the Broncos score on their opening drive, and then
They just
get
beat the
field goal
best
second half
defense in the
touchdown.
league, by the
Okay,
way.
if anybody couldn't
They-
tell, I'm clearly trying to reverse jinx the Pats.
No, yeah, we could tell.
They
But
just
I-
beat the best
The
defense.
Broncos
in the league with
offense
the
is
Texans.
going to run
Jared
it. They're not
Stidham?
going to risk throwing the ball. They're going to take time off the clock.
Running
They're going to
with
Sean
who?
Payne. Sean Payne's a much better coach than DeMeco Ryans, offensively especially. The Broncos offense is going to get at least one touchdown, and then the Patriots, they're not elite on offense. They're not even that good on offense, in my opinion. They're a good offensive team, but they're not a great offensive team. They're not going to do much against this elite defense. It ain't happening. They're not getting more than 2
Did
touchdowns.
they not just give up 30 to the Bills? And before this
Josh
week,
Allen.
which defense would you have said was better, the Texans or the Broncos?
CJ Stroud turned that ball over. They lost the field position battle.
I'm saying,
because
which
of CJ
defense
Stroud.
would you say is better, the Texans or the Broncos?
The Texans defense, I don't know, because the Broncos.
You
led the league
just
in
first
sacks.
first instinct is the Texas defense, and you're taking the Denver.
Yeah.
There's
defense
an argument
now.
for the Broncos defense,
don't
and
know,
CJ
man.
Stroud lost the field positional battle against the Patriots. That's why they
Which
lost. They
Jared
lost
Stidham
because
could very
CJ
easily
Stroud.
do. Which
I don't
Jared
think
Stidham
Sean
could very
Payton.
easily do.
I don't see Sean Payton putting his faith in Stidham. I don't see Sean Payton letting Stidham open up the field like that. There's no way Stidham's going to be getting control of this offense. When he does pass the ball, it's going to be Sean Payton saying, "You after 2 seconds, 2 steps, you go here if he's covered, you go here if he's covered, you throw it away." Sean Payton's not going to let Stidham open up the playbook and let that thing loose. That's
But
not happening.
It's the playoffs.
That's
bro.
not happening.
If they're down a touchdown, what else are you gonna do?
That will cost them the game that they'll lose 13-10. But it'll come down to the last drive if you want with the Broncos on offense. But I think it's going to be a close game because of defense. The Patriots aren't going to move the ball against that defense. Drake May is not ready for a late postseason game against this defense. PS2 is almost guaranteed to get at least one pick if he tries them. It's wait till you see him. I got a lot of later that you're gonna like for Drake May. It's almost I'm gonna go ahead and give a sneak peek. It's a Drake May interception. Put it in the books. He's not gonna have a good game. He's gonna get dominated by the defense with the most sacks this season and last season. If you didn't know, that Broncos defense is legit, man. They're gonna put pressure on May that he's never seen. He's gonna turn that ball over. He ain't gonna move the ball.
Well, Drake May throwing a pick isn't exactly reaching outside the box. I mean, he's thrown a pick in both games in the playoffs already,
Actually,
he fumbled the ball like 5 times last game. So
it's actually Drake May under 226 passing yards. Excuse me, wrong thing. But he's also going to throw an interception. Regardless, I'm taking the under on Drake May in any way I can because this defense is going to be on that booty. I'm taking this defense that's elite. Defense wins championships. That's why they say it for a reason. It's just offense have to kind of help, and their offense won't help at all. And that's why they're going to lose because the offense sucks.
I don't know.
But
I mean, what was the
spread?
What was the spread last week with the Texans? It was what? It was 3.5.
I think so.
Yeah, it was 3.5.
So Jared Stidham to CJ Stroud is only a point, and they lost by 12, and they beat the Texans by 12. Like, I don't know.
Offenses are a lot more than the quarterback. Sean Payne compared to D'Amico Ryan.
So
whoever the OC
D'Amico Ryan was the Texans head coach. What about Mike Vrabel?
What are we talking about the Patriots for?
Mike Vrabel doesn't do anything, dude.
What do you mean? He's the head coach of the team.
No, we're talking about what offense. We're comparing the offenses.
He gives inspirational speeches.
So you're taking CJ Stroud over.
McDaniels is a pretty good OC. I mean,
Yeah, like
he did kind of put us in the offense.
It's not Sean Payne. Like, let's be real. No one likes Sean Payne because he's a douchebag. But let's be real. Sean Payne is an offensive.
I mean, rings does McDaniels have?
I'm not saying that, but
how many rings that nigga got?
I'm not saying that, but I'm not. I mean, carried by Tom Brady doesn't impress me. Drake May is not Tom Brady. He's not going to ball out against
Drew Brees. Drew Brees doesn't impress you either. Nigga, you keep talking about Sean fucking Payne.
He does.
Nigga.
That's why I'm impressed by Sean Payne. I'm more impressed by what Sean
Drew
Payne
Brees.
does.
Whatever. Anyway,
when I heard that Bo Nix was gonna be out, I was ready to hammer the Broncos line because I was expecting it to be 7.5, 8.5, 9.5 points.
4.5 is crazy.
That didn't show out to be the case, and I'm not sure exactly why everyone's super confident about Jared Stidham. That being said, I am still going to ride with Denver in the points here. And it's not necessarily anything in terms of the Broncos offense or Jared Stidham, but like I said earlier, Drake May has not impressed me in this postseason run. I don't think he's ready. He's fumbled 3 times in both games so far, and he's faced one elite defense. He's faced one sort of middle of the pack, good in the regular season, but I mean the Chargers are not an elite pass rush by any means. They're pretty washed. They're pretty old.
This is
Will Campbell
insane.
could not
This is the
handle
weirdest split.
Khalil Mack, and now he's going to have to go against Nick Bonito in Denver on the road. I don't think this is going to be a blowout game by any means, and I would not be surprised for a backdoor cover. I don't have faith in Drake May and the Pats to cover 4.5 points here, so I'm going to side with the spread.
And you're gonna cover with the Broncos, who didn't cover once in the season? Like, what are we talking about here? Yo,
Jared
they couldn't even
Stidham-
cover
I mean,
with
I
Bo
never had
Nix.
faith in Bo
They
Nix,
couldn't
and now he's
cover
not
with
in the
Bo
game.
Nix. They couldn't cover with
Bo
Bo
Nix
Nix.
was
They
never the
couldn't
reason
cover
why
with
that
Jared
offense
Stidham
blew.
in the AFC Championship game. What the fuck are we on right now, bro?
Bo Nix was never the reason that offense scored. Bo Nix was just able to produce an offense, but the offense is not
This
because
man
of
had
Bo Nix, it's
300
because of
yards
the
in a
offensive
fourth
scheme.
quarter. Calm down. Calm down.
This is-
Sam Darnold has 25 picks. He might throw another 3 this weekend. We
Okay.
don't know. Calm down.
First off, you had to throw shots
Hey,
at Sam
hey,
Darnold.
Calm
wait,
down.
This
First
man's pulling
off,
straw
calm
man's
down.
out left and right.
Calm
You
down.
need to
Calm
calm
down.
down. You
This
know
is
a man lost
crazy.
an argument when he pulls something that has nothing to do with it.
The
Like, what are we
Broncos
talking
couldn't cover
about?
against the Raiders, and you want them to cover in the AFC Championship game with Jared Stidham.
Yeah, who hasn't played
Annie,
since
you
week
can
18 of
put a bet
2020.
on
What
the
are we
Patriots,
talking
man.
about?
We're not telling you
What
not
are we
to.
talking?
We're
How
telling
is
you what
this
we're
not a
picking.
sweep? How is this
I
not
know.
a sweep?
Didn't
Put
you
a 100
pick
spot
San
on the
Fran
Pats.
line last week?
I will. This is crazy. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I thought we were sweeping this one. I thought we had a consensus here. The casuals, man.
That
We
defense
always
is
know.
an elite
You never
defense for
know.
a reason. It's an elite defense.
You didn't pick the Texans to cover, did you?
Because CJ Stroud, they let CJ Stroud throw the ball. They don't have an offensive scheme like the Broncos do. The Broncos offense is not built off of Bo Nix. The Broncos offense is
What
built
is it
off
built
of
on?
scheme.
What-
The scheme
yeah.
of Sean Payton. That's what it's built on.
But
Sean
you know
Payton.
what?
Sean Payton threw that deep ball in the fourth quarter to go ahead against the Bills, right? Right on the perfectly placed ball. You think Jared Stidham's making that throw? I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure
so.
where
That's
Kenny's
why they're
I don't
fucking
that's why
bender
they're not
understand
was
this.
doing
I don't
coming
understand
down
this.
all of a
I
sudden.
don't understand
dude.
this caping
I
for the
know.
Broncos all of a
Now
sudden.
that Bo
when they
Nix
didn't
has
help
a
us once.
fractured ankle, he's the
They
best
didn't help
player
us
in the
once in
Bo
the
Nix was a
NFL.
top
season.
5 quarterback.
And
When did
taking
Bo
the
Nix make
Broncos
it
is
to the top
crazy.
5?
You're the one talking about how the
that.
Broncos
No,
never
hold on,
fucking
hold on.
covered
Hold
with
on,
Bo
hold on,
Nix,
hold on,
but now
hold on.
he's the fucking GOAT, so you can't
When did Bo
possibly
Nix
ride
How
with
are
the
you gonna?
Broncos because he's out.
Your logic
This
is
is a-
crazy right now. This is insane. It's insane.
What are you talking? You're saying that the Broncos couldn't cover with Bo Nix.
And you think they're
So
gonna
it's
cover with their
ridiculous.
backup quarterback? What the fuck is that logic? What? What do you mean?
Dude.
So you think Mac
Kid.
Jones was gonna cover with Brock Purdy didn't play? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, that
Did
doesn't
you think
make
Nick
sense.
Foles was going to cover for the Eagles?
That was
Oh.
8 years ago in a completely different era. We're not talking about that.
How
The
is
New
that
England
different?
defense is way better right now. What are we? I'm done. I'm just gonna get heated. I'm
You
sorry.
think Mike Vrabel's defense is better than
This is
Bill
awesome.
Belichick's defense today?
No, it's not the
That was
argument
Matt
I'm
Patricia.
making.
That was Matt Patricia. First of all, that defense was dog shit.
We'll just have to agree, disagree, and we'll see what happens in the game. I'm riding off of defense. I think defense wins championships. I think the only elite
This is-
part of this game is the Broncos defense, and I think that's going to be the difference maker.
We
But
all got to
Patriots
show
are
our
gonna win.
bet slip for this game. We all got to show our bet slip for this game.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's better bet on the Broncos, nigga?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I better
If
see
I'm
Broncos
doing money
plus-
line.
All
I'll
right.
take the
Broncos
money
plus
line,
4.5. I better see that.
Let's
shit
move
start
on.
turning
Let's
in the
move on.
game.
Rams, Seahawks.
I'll go last.
Seahawks
I'll go last.
favored by 2.5 points at home. I'll open up here. I said it earlier. I have not been impressed by what Sean McVay and Matt Stafford have been showing. I picked the Seahawks in our playoff contenders draft with my first overall pick. That defense is elite, and people have been saying that the Broncos defense might be the best in the league. The Texans defense might be the best in the league. It's the Seahawks. They have both the personnel and the scheme, and I think Mike McDonald is going to be ready for the Rams this week. He's seen what the Panthers and the Bears did to Matt Stafford by dialing up the pressure. He's been comfortable with playing too high shell all season, but I think he's going to get after it this time with seeing how the Rams have been folding with pressure coming off the boundary from their cornerbacks, from their secondary. They definitely have the personnel to do it. I don't think they're scared of that Rams offense anymore. And of course, when we're talking about this game, you got to talk about Sam Darnold. I mean, he's been the difference in both of their games in the regular season. He had 4 turnovers the first time around. They lost by 2 points. He had less turnovers the second time around, and they won in an overtime thriller in a shootout. This is a difficult one to predict because the first 2 games were so completely different. I think what's really going to give the edge here is the Seattle defense and Kenneth Walker. The Seahawks struggled to run the ball all season, but they stuck with it and they got hot down the stretch. Now Mike McDonald has no choice but to run with Kenneth Walker and bench Zach Charbonnet now that he's out with injury. Kenneth Walker's been absolutely hooping. He's in a contract year. He's going to want to make his money, get his moment, and that Rams defense is vulnerable against run. That's their weakness on that side of the ball. I'm riding with the Seahawks to cover 2.5 points. Kenny, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm running with the Seahawks as well. The Seahawks proved last week to me that they're a Super Bowl contender. I don't think the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. It doesn't feel like it. The Seahawks seem to be the dominant team this year. Just game in, game out, they've shown that this defense can win the game regardless of what Sam Darnold does or not does. So yeah, I'm running with Seattle. I don't, like you said, I think the Rams defense played good against the run against the Bears. Really, it was a little bit due to the weather, I think, as well. But I don't know. I think we're gonna see a big JSN game here. I think Forbes and the secondary is a lack. I think JSN is gonna get his moment to shine in the playoffs really well here. And yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle. I know I took the Rams in the draft, but like Andy said, I have not been impressed. Like you should have beat the Panthers by 20 at least, and that wasn't the case.
Pug, you riding with the roomie and the Hawks?
No, sir. I'm gonna pivot, hit a fadeaway. I'm taking the points here. I'm taking Rams plus 2.5. All conventional wisdom says to take the Seattle Seahawks. But I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a close game. And in a close game, I like to just, go with the underdog, whoever's getting the points. I know that Seattle's going to be a tough place to play on Sunday. I know they got a great home field advantage. Shout out to the 12th man, all that shit. But, if the, 2.5 points for Sam Darnold to cover and go to the Super Bowl, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if he's up for the challenge. I don't know if he's up for that. I don't know if he's built like that. Shout out to Sam. I do, I would like to see him succeed, but and just in my heart of hearts, I do not know if Sam Darnold is ready to go to the Super Bowl. Like I can't see it. I can't see it in my mind's eye. Shout out to Mike McDonald. He should be coach of the year. And this past week proved that. He beat the shit out of the Niners, but the Rams are not the Niners. So I'm gonna take the points here.
All right, I think this is where I step in now. I think we already know which side I'm going on. So before I start my spiel, I just want to say gamble responsibly. If you are a fan of a team, do not gamble on that game or that team because you will be biased. With that said, I'm going to continue to be biased. The Seahawks, we are going to win by more than a field goal. When the split is about 2.5, it's basically who do you think is going to win the game. I do think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to come down to one drive, and it's going to be Sam Darnold with the ball in his hands and up to him. But I just think it's going to be a touchdown. He scores. I think we're going to win by at least 3 if it's not a touchdown. Because I think the difference maker at the end of the day is both teams have elite offense and defense, but our special teams is better than their special teams. And that's the difference maker in these past 2 games. Unfortunately, the 4 interceptions, Sam Darnold didn't help our cause. But the field position battle is huge, especially when you're in a rivalry matchup like this, you're in an opponent's stadium where it's loud. It's all about that field positional game. We have the better special teams, I think, by far. We have the best special teams in the league, in my opinion. I think that because Sheehy's going to have those good returns and we have good punter on our side as well, it's going to make it hard for Stafford to have to go deep into the Seahawks territory to get some points. I think our defense will be able to stop him. I do think he's going to have a solid game, though, because he is a great legendary quarterback. He will be in the Hall of Fame. Devontae Adams probably be in the Hall of Fame. Puka Nacua is on the path if he keeps it up. So they'll get their points, but I think at the end of the day, Seahawks are going to win by 4 points. And I think special teams, field positional battles, what's going to be that difference maker. But yeah, I mean, Andy, let's hear it. What do you think? You going? Oh, you already went. So we going Hawk 3-1, baby.
Hey, the fadeaway.
Don't worry, I can get into my to my locks here. Boog is hitting the fadeaway with the Rams plus 2.5. But let's get into our locks. I spoke about this earlier. I don't expect Patriots and Broncos to put up fireworks with Jarrett Stidham in at backup quarterback and with Drake May continuing his postseason struggles in his first time in the playoffs. I'm going under 42.5 points as my lock for the week. Bug, what's your lock going to be?
Andy, I'm going to fade you again. I'm going to take the over in that game. I'm going to go over 42.5. I like Pat's blowout here. I think the Broncos defense has been a little shaky outside of the absolute shitty teams they played over the last month and a half or so of the season. They have given up some 30-point games this year. They've given up some upper 20-point games this year. So I do kind of like a statement game, kind of for the Pats, even though it's against Jared Stidham. I think they're going to kind of, come out and show the world that they do, quote unquote, deserve to be in the Super Bowl, even though they probably slaughtered some innocent family somewhere to get there. But I do think that this game will go over because I like the blowout potentially. So I would think it's going to be somewhere in that 34-10 range, and that'll get you over. So maybe Jerry Stidham is down for a shootout, so maybe that'll be a surprise as well. But I'm going to take the over 42.5 Pat.
All right. Interesting. Kenny, what do you have for your lock?
Well, originally I was just taking New England spread, but you guys made me riled up, so I'm taking New England by 6.5. Plus 124. Like Ben said, I'm expecting a blowout. I'm expecting Jarrett Stidham to walk out there and look like absolute dog shit on the first play. That's my thought process of somebody who hasn't played in 3 years. So yeah, that's where I'm going.
I think these locks are absolutely
all right.
Just like
teasing up. The
Oh.
line for a lock is very interesting.
Yeah, being plus
6,
20,
what do you
plus
got?
124 on a lock is bold. My lock is going to be Drake May on the under, actually. So the fact that we have 2 locks that are going under the Patriots and 2 locks that are going over the Patriots sounds like something's not a lock. Maybe all 4 of them are not locks, to be honest with you. So gamble responsibly when you listen to
Well, they definitely all 4 can't hit, so.
Wait, what the?
That's why
this is the lock. This is the lock. But Kenny's lock was the Patriots to win by at least 6 points.
Patriots by 6.5.
To win by at least 6.5. But I took the under for Drake May passing.
Okay.
I think it's not easy to pass in Denver at this time of year. Plus, they have an elite defense. Like I said, led the league in sacks past 2 years, and they have one of the best secondaries in the league. So I'm taking the under on Drake May passing. But let's get into the lottos.
Right.
I'll go ahead and start off with my lotto. I mean, the fact that we're staying just completely opposite sides in this game is funny. My lotto was plus 134 for Mr. Stidham to not throw an interception. I think Sean Payton is not going to allow him to throw a ball past 5 yards in the air. I think they're just going to run the ball or check it down and run screens all game. So I picked Jarrett Stidham, no interceptions for plus 134. Let's hear it. I'm going to guess, Booger, you got something that's pro-Patriot.
Yeah, Candy kind of blew up my lotto with his lock pick, so I'm gonna let Candy go. I'm gonna try to pivot here, see if I can find.
My bad, dog.
Yeah, you kind of fucked up the whole.
But you didn't write it down. I wrote it down.
Well, you were
Um,
fucking. Just go, nigga. Just go. Just go. Just
okay.
go.
But anyways,
This
I'm
nigga.
taking Puka Nakua 110 plus yards. It's plus 172. I like the odds here. I think if anybody's catching balls, paws, it's gonna be Puka in this on against this defense. So so yeah, shout out Puka. I think he's gonna be, doing some doodah.
All right, I'll go
But
ahead and go to give Bug some extra time to figure out his lotto
Yeah.
leg. I do think the Rams are going to be catching balls, but not in that sense. I'm going with Kenneth Walker, over 100 rushing yards. He's done it in both in his last postseason game, and he was on fire down the stretch. That's plus 158. I do think the Seahawks and Mike McDonald are gonna want to lean on that run game. I know they got the win in the overtime shootout thriller, but I don't think that's gonna be the game script they're gonna want to follow. I think they're gonna prefer the game script from the first time around, and just hope that Sam Darnold doesn't throw 4 interceptions. So I think Kenneth Walker is going to get a lot of work early on, and I think he has the juice to take advantage of that Rams defense. All right, Bug, what you got?
K9, he's a dog.
Is anybody got the final line for Devontae Adams touchdown? I would just take that.
Let's take a
Let me
look.
just-
Let me get that pulled up for you.
I was gonna take the Pats minus 7.5.
Or we look at Devontae Adams anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Devontae Adams plus 125 anytime.
That's is that
Plus
high enough?
125.
Jackson
Yeah.
Smith
We'll
legit plus
roll with it.
100.
It's the playoffs. Go ahead and
Yeah, let
talk
me-
about why you're feeling
AJ
confident
Barner plus
about
25.
Devontae
Cooper Cup
Adams.
plus 20. Cooper Cup revenge.
No Cooper Cup prop bets. If you call your fucking
Yeah.
financial advisor
Don't do
before
that
you do
one.
any Cooper
Yeah,
Cup prop
don't do
bets.
that. Don't do that.
But yeah, Devontae Adams has been a red zone target all year. I don't think he's scored in the playoffs yet, but we hate the term he's due for one, but I do believe he's due for one.
What you saying that?
In a big game such as this, a lot of focus will be on JSN. So I believe, Devontae Adams will be able to get one in the red zone, help Matt Stafford out and, cover the spread for me. So I'm going to do Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown, plus 125.
All right, you heard it here. Our lotto parlay for the conference championship round. Kenneth Walker over 100 yards. That's plus 158. Devontae Adams anytime touchdown plus 125. Puka to go 110 plus yards plus 172. And Jarrett Stidham to play a clean game and not throw an interception is plus 134. You put those together and you get to almost plus 3,600. 10 spot wins you $360. That's not too shabby. All right, boys. It was fun talking ball. It got heated, but this is playoff football. Things will get messy. Everyone feels real passionately about Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham for whatever reason. So we'll have to see how that plays out. That was by far our biggest schism in Casuals history,
Yes,
and we're excited. I mean, everyone's worried about the NFC Championship, the de facto Super Bowl, but we'll have our eyes on the AFC as well because
bowl.
It's officially the Casual Bowl. But that's it for us.
Before we sign off, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Stearns for the New York Mets out there making moves. He told us be patient. The New York Mets, we don't talk baseball on this pod, but hey, the New York Mets, if you were a gambling man, put in on their over 87.5 wins. They might even win the pennant. We got a squad back in, please, baby. Let's go, man. Sorry, y'all go back to your regular schedule program.
Yeah, shout out to the Mets.
Gamble
Fuck baseball. Gamble responsibly if you're going to baseball. Keep it casual.